Hi guys, it's Tom, and today's video is a story time of the time that I nearly got killed by jellyfish in Mallorca. For my summer holidays, I went to Mallorca this year, and I was really excited because I've always heard about Mallorca being all fun and party and all that type of thing, and I love Spain, I love going to Tenerife and other islands. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be really fun. So we went to Mallorca, and then when we got there, the beach that we were at was really full, so we decided to drive up to the beach in Palma, which is the capital. So we went up to Palma, and then we went up to the beach. And yeah, so it wasn't that full because I think it wasn't the sunniest day, but it was still good. It was better than our packed beach over where we were staying. We went up, and then I was kind of bored because we had just been a long car journey because we were driving from the bottom of the island up to the top of the island to get to Palma, to get to the beach. And yeah, I also don't really like oceans because I think that they're kind of scary because we don't know what's in them, and also it's really dirty because everyone just pees in it. And so I wasn't planning on going in, and we were just kind of bored on the beach. Me and my sister were just playing ping pong, and it wasn't that fun. And then we looked out into the beach, and we see this kind of bouncy castle obstacle course thing, and it's half a mile out at sea, but it's just random, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks so fun because it's trampolines, bouncy castles, slides, all this type of thing, and it's on the water and it's in the sea. I thought it was really random, but I was like, okay, well, we have to do that because I'm bored and I want to do that. So anyway, we at first we were kind of contemplating what to do because Jenny, my sister, was kind of oh Tom, it's probably just for some private party or some hotel, it would be too random for that to just be on the beach. And then we decided to I kind of forced my sister to swim out anyway because I wanted to try my best to get onto that thing. So we swam out, and then we saw people with life jackets. So we were like, okay, well, obviously they're private, and obviously we don't have life jackets. I can't see anywhere that has life jackets, so we can't go on it. So I was really disappointed, and I had swam out about a quarter of a mile out, and I couldn't even stand. And then I was kind of sad because I was just swimming back all depressed that I wasn't able to do it. And then in the distance at the beach, I see this little hut, and it has loads of life jackets. So I'm like, okay, well, we have to swim over there because maybe we can get on. And where we were sitting with our parents was over at the other side. So anyway, we swam over to the life jacket stall, and then we saw it was €12 each. So we're like, okay, Tom, that's a rip off, don't do that. Where are we gonna get the money? And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do it, just get the money from dad or something. I really want to do this, it'll make my holiday. So then eventually even though my sister didn't even want to do it that much, eventually convinced her to do it with me. So then we went up and we got the money from my dad. We had to beg him, and then eventually he gave us the money. So we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. And then we went over and we rent the life jackets, and that's how they know that you've paid to go on. So we got the life jackets, and then we were swimming over to the thing, and the thing was half a mile out at sea. So it was a big effort to get out there, but it looked really fun. So we were swimming out, and then yeah, I was kind of scared because I was okay, we're way out here, and I can't stand maybe if there's someone twice as tall as me, they could nearly stand, but it was really deep. So I was kind of scared because I was like, oh my god, we're in Mallorca, it's hot, we're not right at the beach, it's kind of half a mile out, there's probably going to be loads of sharks. So I was really scared because even though sharks are my favorite animal, I think they're really dangerous. So I was really scared. And we got onto the obstacle course thing, and then we had an hour to kill. So it was oh yeah, an hour is not going to be even long enough, this is going to be so fun. So we were jumping around on the thing, and then we were running around the obstacle course. There was a tilted kind of running track that you had to try and run on without falling into the water. Then there was in the middle there was a big trampoline, and there was slides, and then there's also this kind of climbing frame on it, and it was all made of out of bouncy castles, all filled with air, and we were trying to get on, and then falling back. And then when I was falling back trying to climb onto the thing, and then it was already wet, so it was really slippery, I fell down and I cut my knee and I was bleeding. So I was like, oh shit, we're gonna die, Jenny, we're gonna die. Like, we're gonna have to swim back, and like, I'm bleeding, and sharks can like smell blood from like ages away. So like, they're gonna come, they're gonna get us. So like, let's just say our prayers and we're gonna die now. Jenny like knew that I was kind of overreacting, but she was still kind of scared in the back of her head that like I was gonna get like eaten by a shark. And then we wanted to like kind of ignore it and then like keep like having fun because we still had like another half an hour. So we decided to go onto this like thing where you like climb onto it and then it like shakes you around or something. And it was still a bouncy castle as well. And then I was trying to get onto it, except it was really like high. Like the things you have to hold on to like pull yourself up were like really high, so I couldn't really reach them. And after about like 5 minutes of me trying to get it on, I just realized, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do it, because there was also like some little fish that were like going around my leg that I cut that was bleeding, and I was like, okay, I don't want to get eaten by piranhas. So like, obviously they weren't piranhas, but I was just overreacting. And then I decided to go back onto the main like bouncy castle thing. And then we saw this big kind of like, it's like a big bag of air, and it's like a balloon kind of thing. And one person goes on one side, then another person jumps onto the other side, and it makes you like the person on the far side bounce up. So I went down onto like the far side, and then Jenny was gonna jump onto it, and then like I was gonna go shooting into the air, except like then she like jumped onto it and it didn't do anything. So I was like, okay, I'll just get off. And then I got down into the water, and like I already couldn't pull myself back up onto the bouncy castle like anywhere. Like I swam around the perimeter to try and like find somewhere, and there was only one place that had like a rope where you could like pull yourself up. So I was swimming over to that from like where I was on the bouncy like poof thing, and I was swimming over there, and then when I was about to like grab the rope to pull myself up, I see a jellyfish. And I am so scared of jellyfish. I've never seen a jellyfish in my life, but like just from the pictures, I'm like, oh my god, I do not want to get stung by one of them, because like it's gonna be like agonizing. Like I'm gonna die if I get stung by one. And at the beach, there's already like signs, and it had like a list of like jellyfish and like pictures of them, and it said like the pink jellyfish, they're all safe. Like they might sting you, but it's not gonna be like fatal or anything. Like after about like an hour, it'll be fine. So I saw this pink jellyfish, and it was like swimming, like I was like so scared, so I was trying to like back away, like jellyfish away. And then I see my leg, because I was doing like a backstroke, and then I see my leg and I think it's the jellyfish, and I actually freak out, and like I'm screaming, and everyone that's on the bouncy castle is like, what the fuck is that like person doing, like why is he shouting? It's like they didn't know there was a jellyfish there. But then eventually like I was like shouting at the lifeguard to bring me up, and then the lifeguard picked me up, because there was like a lifeguard that was on the bouncy castle thing. And yeah, so he went and he like pulled me up, and then I was actually so scared. Like I got my legs up and I crawled up into a ball, and I was like, I'm not going back into that water. And then I explained that it was a jellyfish, and that was like a pink jellyfish, and it was only like kind of small. It was like, this was like the size of like the head, and then the things went out to about there, like his like tentacle things. And yeah, so I wasn't that scared, because I was like, okay, it's not gonna hurt me if it's just like a pink jellyfish. Like the sign said that it was just a pink jellyfish, so it was fine. And then also the lifeguard said that he picked one up earlier by an accident, and that he picked it up, and that like it didn't sting him. But I still didn't believe him, because like you don't pick up a jellyfish and it doesn't sting you. And basically I went back onto the thing, and then I was like being really careful I didn't fall into the water, because I didn't want to get stung by that jellyfish. I was thinking that the jellyfish was like swimming around trying to get me, and then when I was looking down at the water, I was imagining jellyfish that weren't actually there. I was just like, oh my god, that's a jellyfish, but it was actually just like, say, a leaf or something. Wait, why would there be a leaf in the sea? So I thought like it was jellyfish, and they weren't, and I was overreacting. And then the time came for me to like go back. It was like after an hour of me like being so scared, it was time to actually go back. And I was like, okay, phew. Except then I was like, wait, I'm gonna have to swim back. There's no like lifeboat that's gonna come and get me, because there might be a jellyfish. So yeah, I like took the biggest leap off the thing to try and get like a head start because I just wanted to get back onto the land as soon as possible and never go into the ocean ever again because I was that scared. I was swimming back and like I took a jump and then that like brought me about this far. Like it was a petty jump. And yeah, so I was like swimming back and then there was this big rope that was like connected to the bouncy castle over to like somewhere on the beach which is like a mile long and like it was obviously so that they could like pull the thing back in, but I was just like pulling that to try and like swim back even faster because that wasn't working. And then I was like swimming by and then I see this like boy, like not as in a boy as in a male, but you know those things that like float in the middle of the ocean, like blue and they're plastic. And then so I saw the boy and I was like, oh, why is there a boy there? Like, there aren't any other ones. That's just really random that there's one there. And also, it's like, aren't boys meant to be floating on top of the ocean? Why is this like swimming? Like, that doesn't make sense. Except, I told Jenny, I was like, oh, look at that. And then she was like, oh, yeah, there's a boy. And then I was like, but why is it underwater? And she was like, well, I don't know. And then I went underwater and I had no goggles, but I still opened my eyes because, I was just like desperate to see what it was, and then it like burned my eyes. My eyes were bloodshot at the end of the day because I opened my eyes in like salt water, and then I see that it has tentacles. I'm like, Jenny, why does this boy have tentacles? And then she's like, I don't know. And then it turns out that it's just like you know your average blue jellyfish, which is about like this size. And it has tentacles. And I was like, what did that sign say again? Oh, yeah, the blue jellyfish are the ones that are highly poisonous that can kill you if they sting you. So I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. Like, you know, I'm not gonna die or anything if I go near it. And then it starts like swimming like towards our direction. Like I know that jellyfish like don't have brains or something, so they can't like detect you, but like they can detect their food like with their tentacles. And maybe it was just the way that the wind was blowing, but it was coming towards us anyway. And I was freaking the fuck out. I was so scared. So I eventually like swam like it was right beside me, and I was like, you know that feeling that when you're so scared you just want to crawl up into a ball, like into like a safety position, just crawl up into a ball and then close your eyes and hope that nothing happens. That's what I was trying to do, and then I realized, oh yeah, Tom, you're in the middle of the ocean. You don't really want to like crawl up into a ball because otherwise you're gonna either gonna sink or else you're just not gonna go anywhere and the jellyfish is gonna get you. So then I had to keep swimming, but I wasn't able to stand because the water was so deep. Like I still couldn't stand. So I was just like I was hyperventilating. I was like thinking that I was gonna die. I was like, oh my God, please just get me back onto land and I'll never go into the ocean again. And then eventually I go past it. And I thought that nothing like it just couldn't get worse. Like I was like, okay, I eventually got past it. Let's just swim fast anyway so it doesn't like turn around and start following me. And I was like, okay, like I'm never going to the ocean again. All I'm thinking in my head is like, how dare the ocean do this to me? Like, God, why aren't you saving me? And I was like, okay, I'm safe now. Let's just keep swimming and just get it all over with. Then I see another jellyfish. It was blue. Blue? Yeah, that means dangerous. It was this size. This size. Look at my head and then look at this. It was this size with massive tentacles and it was blue and it was poisonous and I was dead. Okay, so I was swimming and this one was about this size, like I just showed you, and I was actually so scared because I've never seen a jellyfish before until that day, but I always imagined them that like they don't look that scary, they're not actually that dangerous, but like the idea of them are like scary, if you know what I mean. I was like swimming and then I was just like really scared, and then this thing was like twice the size of me and I was just like, Tom, this like, how is this happening to you? Nothing, like you always think like, oh my God, this is gonna happen to me, but you know that it's not, and then now it is happening to you and it's actually dangerous and you actually have a reason to be scared. So yeah, so I kept swimming and then eventually I was able to stand, and you know when you're like in the water and you can stand and you're just trying to like run, except when you're running it's like you're just like taking really slow steps, if you know what I mean. It's like taking everything, like taking all of your energy out of you. And eventually I got back, and then my knee was still bleeding. Obviously they're gonna come towards me if my knee is bleeding, but eventually I got back to land. Sweet Brown, if you've ever heard of Sweet Brown, she says like, I ran for my life. When I was swimming, I swam for my life. Okay, so I was really scared, and then eventually I got back, and then I ran over and I told my dad the news, and he didn't believe me, and then eventually Jenny actually agreed, and she was like, yeah, that happened. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was entertaining. But yeah, that was my story of when I nearly got killed by jellyfish in Mallorca. Thank you. Subscribe, comment, like, and yeah, like leave a comment saying what you want me to do next. Bye.